Hello everyone! If you use Netflix, then you know how difficult it can be to choose a good movie. With such a huge library, we often spend a long time searching, only to find out the movie wasn't worth watching. That's why in today's video, I've prepared a list of the top 10 new movies on Netflix in 2025. Whether you enjoy action, horror, drama, or thrillers, this list has something for every taste. I've ranked them from good to excellent, so make sure you watch until the end because the final movies are truly the best. Now, let's get started.
What are we dealing with here?
Kidnappers in Nepal don't leave witnesses.
At number 10, we have the action thriller, Ice Road Vengeance. Liam Neeson returns as Mike McCann, a truck driver who sets out on a journey to Nepal to fulfill his late brother's last wish, to scatter his ashes at the top of Mount Everest. But what starts as a personal mission quickly turns into a nightmare, as Mike finds himself caught in a violent conflict between local villagers fighting for their land and a corrupt company trying to take it away by building a dam. The tension rises when Mike decides to protect a young villager from ruthless mercenaries, kicking off a dangerous race for survival. This film blends the breathtaking scenery of the Himalayas with adrenaline-filled action scenes. And if you're a fan of Liam Neeson's signature action thrillers, this movie is the perfect way to start our list. At number 9, we have the action fantasy film, The Old Guard 2. Charlize Theron returns as Andy, the leader of the immortal mercenaries, but this time, the challenge is more dangerous than ever. A powerful new enemy appears, the very first immortal in history, known as Discord. Things get even more intense with the return of Quinge, Andy's old companion, who was trapped underwater for centuries. Now, she joins forces with Discord, seeking revenge. From this moment on, the excitement doesn't stop until the very last scene. The movie delivers a fantastic mix of intense action and deep drama. And with the original cast back together, The Old Guard 2 is a must-watch for fans of fantasy and action stories.
พี่ให้โอกาสเธอมาหลายครั้งแล้วแต่เธอก็ยังทำอย่างนี้มาทำแล้วทำไมพี่ไม่ปกป้องรถบ้างอ่ะพี่คิดว่ารถบ้าเหรอ
At number 8, we have the horror thriller Tomb Watcher. The story follows a man named Chief and his wife Ross, who move into a luxurious villa that Chief inherits after the death of his wealthy wife, Lantum. But the inheritance comes with a shocking condition. They must live in the house for 100 days, right next to Lantum's preserved body, kept inside a glass coffin. Only then will Chief receive his full inheritance. As soon as they begin their new life in the house, things spiral into a terrifying nightmare. Ross starts to feel haunted by visions and restless spirits of Chief's late wife, who refuses to stay at peace. Day by day, the villa turns into a place filled with fear and danger. If you're a fan of chilling horror movies, this is definitely one you don't want to miss.
There's no way you can wall off an entire building overnight. Do you have reception? What is this material? Hello?
At number 7, we have the mystery thriller, Brick. The film follows a couple, Tim and Olivia, who wake up one morning to find themselves trapped inside their apartment. A strange brick wall has suddenly appeared out of nowhere, sealing off all the doors and windows. Soon, they discover the entire building has been closed off the same way, and every resident is now a prisoner inside. As time goes on, fear and uncertainty grow. The couple and their neighbors must work together in a desperate attempt to understand what's happening and search for a way out. But the longer they're trapped, the more tension builds and trust starts to break down. With its original concept, this film makes us ask, how does human behavior change when people are pushed to the edge by fear of the unknown? Brick is without a doubt one of Netflix's most gripping films this year.
She's just a scared mother.
At number 6, we have the action thriller, Exterritorial. The story follows Sarah Wolf, a former Special Forces soldier struggling with PTSD after a failed mission. While visiting the US consulate in Frankfurt with her young son, something unthinkable happens. Her child suddenly disappears. Even worse, the staff insists he was never there at all, and the security cameras show no sign of him. But Sarah refuses to give up. Using her combat training and sharp instincts, she begins a relentless search inside the consulate. Step by step, she uncovers that this is not just about a missing child, it's tied to a larger conspiracy connected to her own military past. Will Sarah Wolf manage to save her son and expose the truth? You'll have to watch the movie to find out.
你怎么那么多天没去学校？其实我最近常做噩梦，什么意思？梦到你啊。
At number 5, we have the romantic comedy Lovesick. The story follows Ye Zijie, a mischievous high school student who pretends to be sick to avoid being expelled, but his plan takes an unexpected turn when he meets a classmate who is secretly battling a serious illness. While he fakes his condition, she hides the truth about hers. As the two grow closer, they begin to form a heartfelt friendship and decide to help each other complete their bucket lists before time runs out. The film beautifully balances lighthearted comedy with touching, emotional moments, delivering an unexpected love story between someone pretending to be sick and someone who really is. A special pick for fans of heartfelt dramas and romantic stories, and definitely worth watching. Before we move on to the next movie, don't forget to support the channel by hitting the like button and subscribing so you'll always stay updated with the best and newest movies and shows. And we'd love to hear from you. Tell us in the comments which films on this list you're enjoying the most.
Give me my shit.
It's your shit, huh? You are dead!
Oh no.
You don't know what you're doing. There's no way out.
At number 4, we have the drama thriller Night Always Comes. The film tells the story of Lynette, a woman desperately trying to save her family's house from eviction in Portland. But her world collapses when she discovers her mother has lost the money that was meant to secure the home. With only one night to act, Lynette dives into the city's criminal underworld on a desperate hunt for $25,000 by any means necessary. Haunted by her troubled past and forced into brutal choices, her fight becomes more than just about a house. It turns into a battle for her family's future, especially for her younger brother, who suffers from a chronic illness. Night Always Comes is a gripping journey that shows how quickly life can turn upside down and how far someone will go when everything is at stake. And now, it's time to reveal the top 3 films on our list, starting with number 3.
이놈에게 벌을 내릴 차례야. 넌 미친, 넌 자치네.
지금 대체 누구 편을 거야?
Getting closer to the top spot, we have the Korean thriller Revelations. A quick note before we begin: this film is intended for adults as it deals with themes that may not be suitable for all viewers. The story follows 3 very different characters. The first is a priest who believes he has received a divine revelation to punish criminals. The second is a police detective haunted by visions of her deceased sister, who was once the victim of a brutal crime. The third is a recently released ex-convict trying to rebuild his life. Their paths collide when a young girl disappears from the priest's church. Convinced that the ex-con is responsible, the priest decides to take justice into his own hands. Meanwhile, the detective launches her own investigation, determined to uncover the truth and deliver justice for victims like her sister. Packed with mystery, suspense, and moral dilemmas, Revelations is a must-watch for fans of action and thrillers, and a powerful example of how Korean cinema continues to deliver bold and original ideas.
まさか止めるつもりですか?
At number 2, we have the Japanese action thriller Bullet Train Explosion. Imagine a high-speed train racing toward Tokyo, but with a deadly twist, there's a bomb on board that will explode if the train's speed drops below 100 kilometers per hour. From that moment, it becomes a desperate race against time, as the train crew and authorities struggle to find a way to save hundreds of passengers before disaster strikes. The movie delivers non-stop tension and heart-pounding action, serving as a modern reimagining of a classic Japanese film from 1975, now brought to life with stunning visuals and breathtaking effects. If you're looking for a thrilling experience that will keep you on the edge of your seat until the very last moment, this is one you can't afford to miss.
힘받기 싫으면
같이 한번 봅시다.
니도 집에 있을 때만 소리 난다고.
장난 아니야? 아랫집에 이 집 이길 수 있을 것 같아.
And taking the number one spot on our list is the Korean thriller Wall to Wall. The story follows Woo-sung, a man who invests all his savings to buy his dream apartment. But that dream quickly turns into a nightmare when strange, disturbing noises begin echoing from the walls. His neighbors blame him for the sounds, but determined to prove his innocence, Woo-sung starts investigating on his own. What he uncovers is far more terrifying than he imagined. Dark secrets about his neighbors, the building itself, and a conspiracy that pulls him deeper and deeper into danger. Wall to Wall delivers an original story packed with mystery and suspense, proving once again that Korean cinema continues to surprise us with bold and creative ideas. A film that keeps you gripped with tension until the very last minute and truly deserves its place at number 1. And that wraps up our list of the top 10 new Netflix movies of 2025. Don't forget to support the channel by hitting like, subscribing, and turning on the notification bell so you never miss our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.